name's Slim. Welcome to Project GDR. Couple of our builds. The man recording right now is Tom. Big lot. This is a 1988 Honda Prelude. It's defected, it's from Tasmania. From the condition of it, it's pretty rough. The only thing I bought it for was the engine, power plant and manual gearbox. You follow me into my adventure. Nice yard. We've got a 1988 Prelude, registered in South Australia. It's an automatic. The head's done in, snapped a cam. Bit of the background story on that is I had a Prelude as my first car, a red one, which is a bit of sentimental to try bring two together to make the one. We'll probably be painting it on the show, putting rims, doing all that sort of stuff, and giving you a walkthrough of how we're going to do it, and step by step more of the mechanical side for people at home that hasn't done anything like that and want to play with their own stuff. In here is my pride and joy, the Julie. This is a 1993 R32 GDR, imported I think in 2016. I've owned it 15 or 12 I think it was. I've owned it for 9 years. As you can see here, the paint's no good, but it's had two hearts. It's got an RB26 from a 34 in it, and we obviously swapped stuff over to the head for the 32 stuff. It's got cams, bigger turbos, injectors, bigger fuel pump setup. It's making 350 kilowatts at the moment on low boost. ECU's holding it back. It's got a 90s ECU in it. Apexi Power FC, I reckon it is. Yeah, so we'll be pulling the engine out and you'll get to see us pull out an RB26 and the gearbox. We'll go through the engine stuff once it's out and we'll go over the components then. I do know both turbos are leaking a bit of oil. They are a bit old. I did buy them probably 6 years ago, newish, or pretty much new, but they were being rebuilt. Obviously now putting boost through it for a fair long time. Yeah, they'll need a rebuild. So at some point you'll see us strip this down and then send it off to paint, and yeah, we're going to go through Godzilla. So now that's quiet. What are we doing today, Tom?
Apparently there's a second-hand RB20 in the back corner here. Good candidate for a Nissan Safiro. Ooh.
Yeah,
that one's still good. That one's still good.
So a little bit of background. I did an engine swap on an RB20 32 GDST, and the new engine that he bought had a bottom end knock. It was rebuilt by, I guess, a non-certified workshop, and it spun a bottom end bearing originally, and they didn't machine the crank. So once getting into contact, we realised that the crank was worn, so the same problem would happen again. So we pretty much used his old bottom end on a recon head, and then yeah, he's given me the motor. Now Thomas has got a Safiro that he'll probably touch on later when he goes back to his house and give you a walkthrough. To edit that out. But yeah, so Tom will touch through with his vehicles once he gets back home. He's a fair while away from my house. So, but back to the RB20. So it's got, as you can see, the bottom end of the block is nice and painted and all clean. So I guess we'll pull out the crank, see what the bearing conditions are, and see which one's actually spun or worn, and then maybe go from there. It might be easy as a new crank. With this head of his, the reason we actually wanted to rebuild it because he had a light tap in it, in the upper head. And once we removed the valve covers, we actually found two cam caps loose. But by this time, he just wanted a straight swap out, so we didn't actually inspect it. He just bought us the engine and said, swap this over, I've got this, and make it work. Obviously once we put it in, there's a bit of headache, so throughout, as I said, throughout all of that, he's given me a RB20 engine, DET, from a 1993 R32 GDST. So we'll get this out onto his trailer, and then possibly do some more footage of us putting it in. So this down here is a 32 GDST turbo. Unknown condition, we might send that, or we've got a 34 GDR stock small turbo down here with some oil lines and coolant lines. We might send it with that. I've got an Exedi light and flywheel that's a bit rusty over there for an RB20. Well, it fits 26, but it's the same thing. So we'll see what we can do with that, and throw some boost through it and see if we can blow an engine. How does that sound, Tom?
Try and go to the shops first, mate. Get ourselves a Red Bull.
See ya.